Hi. This is not a part of the life lesson series, but these thoughts were running through my mind last night, and I thought it was necessary for me to write them down and share them. So here it goes. When I got 5 A's in my UPSR, I cried for an hour straight. I cried because I was happy and proud of myself. I cried because I was pretty damn excited about the fact that I succeeded. I felt like I had achieved something. I felt so much pressure on my broad little shoulders, and it felt like my life would turn to shambles if I didn't get the results I wanted. At that age, my self esteem was tragic. I never thought of myself as good enough, smart enough, pretty enough. In terms of my grades, I think I did okay, but the fear of failure loomed over me like a storm cloud. I had body image issues. I was struggling to find my voice as a tween, as a budding young adult, and I didn't like the body I was in. I didn't think much of myself, which in hindsight is upsetting because it saddens me to know that I felt like that at such a young, tender age 12. Totally inexperienced and with so much potential. So, reaching my goal in the exam made me feel like I was on top of the world. Like, do you know how tiring it is to cry for an hour straight? Very. And I vividly remember it. And my friends were a little worried about me because the waterworks just kept coming. So yeah, I was that elated. It was one of my best days, and I proved myself wrong in the best way. 13. When I became a prefect in Form 1, joining the supposed cream of the crop of the school, I didn't really give much of a damn. I just knew it would look fantastic on my CV. It is truly incredible how much pressure is put on children to top other children. At that age, I had absolutely no desire to beat anyone. So when my name got called out, chosen, I felt nothing. I know people who fought for the post, people who tried again the next year and the next year to get that title, to get the responsibility. But it didn't matter much to me. I was supposed to feel like I was better than my peers, but I wasn't really interested in that. That wasn't really my thing, and again, in hindsight, nobody really cares. So it's after all, it's more about what you learn from the post rather than the post itself. And to be completely honest, the lessons of leadership and responsibility, you can learn that as a normal student. You don't have to be given this title in order to feel like you've learned and achieved something. So I didn't really understand it, and I didn't feel much about it. 14. When I was nominated for Student of the Year, it genuinely felt like I had made it. I didn't need to win. I didn't want to win. Being nominated in itself came as a huge shock to me because I had never seen myself as the type of person who got nominated for awards, let alone win awards. It didn't matter what anyone else thought of me at the time. I felt like I had been recognized and acknowledged for whatever I did in that year that made me deserving of it. 15. I was nominated again and I won this time. It felt good. I felt like I had my life like in check, but it was so incredibly temporary, and it shocked me how temporary it felt, that success. I didn't feel very deserving of it in the first place, and I was so grateful because I didn't think I would win, let alone be nominated for the second time. But it got old really fast because it was the opinion of someone else. I didn't win because I saved the world or discovered a cure. It was because I answered a question relatively calmly for like in 5 minutes. So I was given the award because of someone else's opinion of me, not my own. And I don't foresee myself putting down this detail in an application for a job anytime soon. So in a way, in hindsight again, it doesn't really matter. The fact that I won doesn't really matter. And it didn't make a mark on my future at all. Again, I know people who thought of winning as this life-changing achievement that would somehow make them feel like they had been put on a pedestal, or somehow make them feel like they had finally been acknowledged for the efforts, when in actual fact you're being judged on another you're just being judged by another person. At the end of the day, what matters most is what you think of yourself, and you knowing for yourself that you put in effort and hard work in whatever you do. For both PMR and SPM, I felt nothing about my results. It was more relief than anything else, really, because I knew I needed to do well. I knew I needed to get good grades, but I didn't feel like I was on cloud nine when I got those grades, because it just felt like another obstacle had been dealt with. I owed my results to the support I was given, because I had incredible teachers and my friends were incredibly supportive and motivating, and my parents were there for me every step of the way as well. So it's really weird, because it was more a surge of relief than utter joy. Because after that relief came indifference. It didn't, again, those results didn't matter anymore, you know? So, again, very temporary, just like the whole award thing. And then came college. I had my first taste of feeling like a failure. As a person, very sadly, as a female, as a student, as a child, I felt inadequate. And I found myself feeling like a 12-year-old me again, feeling like I wasn't enough. Actually, a lot worse. When I got my heart broken, I couldn't bear to sleep in my own room, because it felt like I was physically incapable of making myself leave my friend's chalet. I spent months feeling like absolute crap. I felt a little better with every passing week, but the bulk of my self esteem had been torn to shreds. I felt like an emotional failure who couldn't offer what I thought I needed to offer. And I look back and I cannot believe I allowed myself to feel that way, to react that way to the circumstances. But I did, and if you ask any of my friends, they will know how bad I took things, because many of those things, they were new experiences to me, and I I reacted the way I did. There's no going back and changing things. Um so yeah, but I've learned so much. A lot of strength can be gained from dragging yourself out of your own darkness and finding your own light. I I don't even remember how painful it felt to get my heart broken, but I know it was bad, because I remember not wanting to go out and actually fully enjoy life the way I was supposed to, and enjoy my last 6 months in a place I loved, with people I loved. To I wouldn't want anyone else to go through what I went through, and I wouldn't want anyone else to react the way I did. But it happened, and that is in the past. But by far the most life shattering moment came in the form of A level results day. When I didn't get the results I wanted for A levels, it felt like the world was raining down on me. And I felt like a little girl stranded in the woods, stumbling and tripping on everything in sight. I felt lost. I lost approximately 2 to 3 kilos in the span of 5 days, and I cried more than I can remember. I went through so much during my A levels itself. I was emotionally unstable, and I was constantly distracted. And frankly, I don't think I worked as hard as I should have. I know I tried my best. That I know for sure. I did everything I could, but my heart was not fully in it. And it was a subconscious thing. My loved ones, they understand this, and for that I am so thankful, because they know my self-esteem crashed in more than one way. So they knew that, they saw that, and I'm very happy and very grateful that they understand what I went through. But yeah, things took its toll on me, and I realized that, and that those were the consequences. But my mother told me something that I will hold dear to my heart for the rest of my life. When you fall, get back up and keep marching forward. So I got back up. There is a reason for everything, and that is something I truly believe with all my heart. because at the end of the day, it is what you make of your circumstances that defines you. You choose your own path, no matter how many roadblocks you encounter. The strength it took for me to regain that skip in my step came slowly, but surely. I stayed alert and focused, and I found a side of myself I had never seen. I felt pure motivation, and it put things into perspective for me. My loved ones were the best support system anyone could ever ask for. But I also have myself to credit. While I am fully aware of the obstacles of others and how my case was not the worst, by far not the worst, it was my own personal struggle. And it is a struggle I am proud to have come out of. I am proud of myself for realizing things before it was too late. I am proud of myself for coming out stronger. No matter how many times you fall, get back up. A failure isn't really a failure if you learn from it. I look back now and I realize how blessed I am to have gone through all that. Because with dark times come life lessons: humility, perseverance, self will, empathy, kindness, gratitude. But most of all, I learned that I am stronger than I think I am. For me, I realized that success only feels like success if I feel gratitude. If I stay aware a lot, if I stay aware of how failure builds me and makes me stronger. If I am aware of my own self growth and self development. Fall 7 times, get back up 8 times. Recognize the experiences that make up the foundations of who you are, both the positive and the negative. It's cool. Things happen for a reason, like I said. Now I am in university, albeit not the university I thought I would be ending up in, but I am enjoying every second. And I have been having a great time, and I've made great friends. And again, I am very thankful for my parents who have been nothing but supportive, and my friends who have been again also nothing but supportive. I have the most loving, encouraging support system, and I have God to thank for that. Truly, it's overwhelming sometimes, and I I could never take it for granted, especially with everything I've been through. And I am not trying to sound like this dramatic drama queen who is trying to um like prove to everyone how strong of a person I am. I know I am strong. I don't need anyone else to prove that to me. I know I am. What and the things I've gone through, again, people go through much worse. But you should not, as much as you shouldn't like discount other people's experiences and belittle other people's struggles and trials and tribulations, you shouldn't discount and belittle your own trials and tribulations as well, because you went through that. Be proud of yourself. Learn from it. Grow from it. It makes up who you are, and that's what matters, no? Life lessons, learning things along the way, stumbling along the way, and then getting back up. That builds character. It makes you who you are.